Okay, we have this quadratic equation at degree 4. It says roots p, q, r, and s. It says without solving the equation, determine the quadratic. We went through that. I know it's a tough question, and what I want to go through is using software to check out what we believe is true. All right, now again, we went through the work. Work's not easy, but we did it. And then we got this section over here that says, my Sage code to do it. And I just want to go over the checking of it. So let me go to the Sage, and I'm going to reset it. I tend to forget that sometimes, but it's a good idea to always reset before you start a new computation. Defining a variable. Whoops, sorry about that. So I'm going to define the variable x, and then I'm going to type in the cubic. All right, and that's f of x. I'm going to copy paste that. I want to go back on the notes though and explain to you what I just did over here. I typed in the quadratic over here. Now, granted, someone said, why are you using x instead of z? You could use z. I like to use x. So I typed in this quadratic equation over here. All right, let's go back to the check. And what I did was I solve. And S is a placeholder for the solution set. And it's going to be solve. And what am I solving? F of x equals 0 for x. All right. Now you can display S if you like. All right. Let me just show you what that looks like. Looks like this over here. It's got 4 solutions, which I'm expecting that's going to get. All right. Let me clear the screen. I don't need to know those solutions. All right. So then someone says, what are you going to do with this over here? Is I'm going to take that the G problem, right? And someone says, what's the G problem over here? Let's take a look. Go back over here. And I'm going to call this the G problem. All right? So let me go back over that with you. And I'm going to copy paste this. That's a long thing to copy paste, isn't it? Let me see if I can do that. I don't want to claim that sometimes copy pasting from a LaTeX document to Sage is probably not going to be productive. Anyway, I notice it put the character in, and I'm going to back up over that, and I got that down now. All right, I'll explain this in a second. All right, as I go through it, what I want to claim over here is that you have this g of x problem over here. All right, and what does it say? It says x minus 3 times. Now someone says, what's this thing over here? Well, this thing over here is S, and what's S is that solution. Now someone says, what's this like matrix looking thing over here? This says it wants the first element, and it wants the right-hand side of it. All right, now someone says, what's the right-hand side of it? If you went back to the solution, it says x equals something. And this is a good way to pull solutions off from those solution sets. So it's going to be in a 4-degree polynomial, you're going to have 4 solutions, 0, 1, 2, 3. Right, that would be 4. Again, counting from 0, you get 0, 1, 2, 3. That's 4 solutions. Now again, let's go back over the notes. Make sure you understand. I'm seeing 3 minus the first solutions plus x, and then I'm going to certainly do that. But give me 1 second. And this is what I'm doing over here. All right. So what is going to be 3 times the solution minus 1? I'm sorry, x minus that solution. All right, so that's what the P is from the problem, the solution above, that's P, Q, R, and S. And then I'm going to expand it out. All right, so again, what I'm typing in is a polynomial x minus the root P. And what do I get? I'm sorry, 3 times P minus 1. And I keep typing those things in. I did that over here. Let's hit return. And let's go back to the code. And that's what G of X is now. All right. So what do you get here? Expand. Let me do that. And I'm going to expand G of X. And see what happens. And what do you get? You get this nice, neat polynomial over here. All right. Now, someone says, what was the question? If you remember, the question was something about, I'll have to go back and read it to you. Oh, give your answer in this form. That's our answer. We have the form now. All right. And again, this is all about checking it. Let's go back over here and see how we're doing. And I do see the coefficient of 1 in the 4th degree, 4. I see the 5194 minus 2384. I realize a lot of students saying that doing it by hand certainly a lot more entertaining, I believe. Sometimes using code, you lose meaning. However, I do like to use code to look back over my work and see if I made any mistakes. So the code really is a way for me to check myself. So over here, I thought it was a nice problem. I thought it was somewhat difficult to get through. I did do that. We did it at the whiteboard, and we got through it. All right. Thank you so much for paying attention.